You may have outsmarted me, but I outsmarted your outsmarting. That's it. That's the video. See you next time. Nah, I'm just playing. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your resident Dandadan propagandist out here making another fucking video about this show. And yeah, you saw the title of the video. It's really hard to overstate how great of a protagonist Momo is, and I would know because I've been saying the same damn thing almost every week since the show started. But before I get into that, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You thought of it, I thought of it, we all know. Dandadan gets a bad rap sometimes for having some uncomfortable ass scenes. And listen, I'm the first guy to rag on most anime for using fan service as a cheap way to get young boys to watch a show. At best, it's lazy writing, and at worst, it's genuinely creepy. There's a few authors out there who should be on a list, and a few authors who are already on a list, so there's that. Check out my video on Rurouni Kenshin if you want to learn more about that group. But the thing is, in Dandadan, I don't think that they're trying to cheaply fetishize the young female MC for the purpose of fan service. These scenes are meant to be uncomfortable, and they come across as very uncomfortable for multiple reasons. But let's think about how the scene in the first episode actually plays out. Momo kicks the aliens' asses and saves herself and Okarun. That's it. That's what happens. It doesn't just overtly sexualize her for no reason. It also doesn't use the sexual assault of a female main character as a cheap plot device to get the male main character to power up and save her. What Yuki Nobutatsu is doing here with this scene is using a pretty common anime trope, a pretty common alien abduction trope, and let's be real here, a trope you see pretty often in like hentai with all the NTR type shit that's out there. But it keeps the focus on our badass female MC Momo, who breaks them all out of that shitty situation that she was put into by these creepy ass men, or at least creepy ass male presenting aliens. It's not SA as a female exploitation plot device, it's SA as a female empowerment plot device. Does that make it good? Probably still no, to be honest. I think using sexual assault against women as a plot device is just lazy in general, like I was saying earlier. There are so many better ways to show how powerful and capable Momo is, and I can say that with confidence because like 95% of the time in Dandadan, that's what they show us. But there's still a couple of moments where this happens. So yeah, it is still lazy writing in my opinion, but I think it's important to keep scenes like this in context because I don't think you can compare it to something that is legitimately using its female cast to just get the most down badass motherfuckers to watch the show and goon while they're watching it. And on that note, I don't know what the hell they were smoking when they decided to end the season here for Momo, because it's literally the worst thing they could have done for the show's reputation. The show was recovering from the weird reputation after episode 1, and they threw it all out with the finale. What the fuck? Now, I look like a weirdo for saying that it's actually a good depiction of women, even though it is. It really is, guys. Please trust me. This clip that they decided to end the season on as a cliffhanger, even though it's not supposed to be a cliffhanger in the manga, this is not representative of the rest of the show. Please trust me. Just listen to me. If you take one thing away from this, take that. I promise you. Watch season 2. Goddamn. I'm out here fighting for my life. I didn't do anything. Okay, but putting aside those rare instances of lazy writing, in general, Momo is the smartest and most capable protagonist on the show. I already mentioned how she kicked the aliens' asses in episode 1, but in every situation they're in, she's the one who comes up with and executes the plan to beat up the bad guy. Getting chased by a giant crab? Boil that motherfucker. Getting chased by a hair-powered demon? Tie her up in her own hair. I think the most impressive, though, is the fight against the combo, Serpo, Loch Ness Monster, Mantis Shrimp, Megazord-looking ass. That was like JoJo levels of bullshit battle IQ to figure out how to beat that thing. And I mean that in the best way possible. So let me explain, right? If you're not familiar with JoJo, here's how most JoJo episodes and fights tend to play out. There's an enemy stand user attacking. They have a power that we don't know about, and they get one on our protagonist. They take a bit of an L to start with. because they get caught off guard or something crazy happens. It's all good though, because every interaction, even if it means taking an L, taking some hits, every interaction is a little bit more information about how the enemy stand works and what the weaknesses might be. The protagonist slowly put together a strategy on how to use their powers in some kind of unconventional way to beat up this protagonist that they rightfully should probably have no chance against. Luckily though, every JoJo is a fucking gigabrain in any combat situation, no matter how stupid they are in their day-to-day life. The thing is though, this setup works most of the time because all of the breadcrumbs that you theoretically need to figure out how they're going to beat the enemy, they're all there. You know how their powers work. You're figuring out how the enemy stand user's powers work at the same time that the protagonist does. And this keeps you in the problem-solving mindset alongside the characters trying to figure out what they're going to do, but you're never going to figure it out until you see how they actually do it. Because again, they're coming up with some crazy gigabrain convoluted ass plan that uses their powers in the most unconventional way. You can't figure that shit out in real time. So even though you're trying in your mind on one hand, on the other hand, you're like, boy, I can't wait to see how they take these bozos out because I got no idea. So that process in a nutshell is why this fight in Dandadan also works. Because we start by getting some info on the mantis shrimp, and then we see all of the individual bad guys' powers separately. And obviously we know what our main characters can do, right? Momo has her invisible hands, Ira's got the long hair, and Okarun can run really fast, but only in a straight line. The fact that we know what the strengths and restraints are on each side, but can't quite figure out how to put it all together, is what makes the actual resolution so satisfying. Because it's earned, right? And since the audience is along for the ride and trying to figure that out, it's a great way to show how smart and capable Momo is. Just think about it. There's no long monologues from her or the other characters being like, wow, Momo's so smart. She's so good in battle. She's so this, she's so that. It's shown entirely through the actions and the characters' reactions. It's one of the reasons Okarun feels like he's not carrying his own weight, because Momo is the de facto saver of their asses every time. It's shown in how the Serpos are trying to separate her out and take her out individually, but when it comes to Okarun on his own, he's kind of like work for them. Now, outside of combat, Momo's also the one who eats up the screen. She's the dynamic one. She's the one who makes the scenes pop and pushes the story and the development of the characters forward. She's passionate and she's fiery, and sometimes this even straddles the line and makes her a little bit mean, but she has a self-awareness and empathy to recognize that and try to fix the situation. At this point, I'm already fully glazing Dandadan. I'm already doing tricks on it, but I do want to get across that it's genuinely hard to write these kinds of stories about characters who are exceptional and awesome and really cool and good at a lot of things without making it feel like pure wish fulfillment. And Dandadan walks that line really well. Like, Momo could very easily feel like a Mary Sue, or like she's just good at everything for no reason, but she still manages to feel relatable. Like, I feel like I knew girls like Momo in high school too. And for all I know, they also had spirit powers and I was just a boring NPC who wasn't involved in any of the cool adventures. But okay, let's wrap this up. All things considered, Momo is a great female protagonist in a genre that is pretty short on great female protagonists. It's mostly just Jolene, if you think about it. I've heard good things about Undead Unluck, haven't seen it or read it, so I can't really comment. But historically speaking, there's not a lot. Most other shonen shows just make the female protagonists into, at best, second fiddle. Usually it's less than second fiddle. They usually end up being shoehorned into these like half-assed romance plots and half-assed wish fulfillment character arcs, just completely designed to fit the needs of the male characters around them. They don't usually have much agency or the ability to drive the plot on their own. And in that company, Momo is genuinely refreshing. She is a game changer because she legitimately kicks ass. She drives the story forward. She makes her own decisions, and she has a fully fledged personality that doesn't revolve around Okarun, but still has that chemistry and that authentic relationship that makes them both better characters. I think that's great. And that's why I think Momo's the best female protagonist in any shonen that's currently on right now. I hope you liked the video. Please drop a like. Please do subscribe. Please leave a comment if you did. It helps the channel grow. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys had a great new year. Peace out.